Hey Fit Fam! Welcome back to my page. Welcome to my page. I don't know how long you've been here, but I'm really new to this, so sorry in advance. But I thought it might be a good decision to introduce myself to you guys. If you're here, you're probably here from Instagram, and that's great if you are. But if you're just finding me on the internet and you're like, who is this chick? I'd love for you to get to know me. I would love to get to know you. So let's chat about me, which is one of my least favorite things to do, so this should be really fun. So the basic facts, my name is Debbie Morgan. I am 28 years old. I live in Southern California with a pupper, who's right there. Look at the butt. And my new husband. I love sunflowers. I love Harry Potter more than the average human being. Like, it's bad. And I am a health and wellness coach, which I usually get kind of a weird look. And then it gets even weirder when I say I'm also a certified personal trainer. I'm not necessarily what people tend to assume a personal trainer looks like. So, how'd I get here? Fun fact about me, I used to be 340 pounds. I have lost 150 pounds over the course of the last 4 years. This is what I used to look like.
Hi, friends and family.
I've done a little changing, obviously. So the Kickstarter for my weight loss was that I had weight loss surgery, which I am very young, so most people are like, wait, what? It's something called a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is a weight loss surgery where they take the size of your stomach and they reduce it. Basically, I was just intaking so many calories on a daily basis that I was taking in a really unhealthy amount to the point where I was unable to exercise and feel healthy in my own body. Got me a little bit jump started, and 4 years later, here I am as a certified personal trainer. So things have changed a little bit, but I do want to back up a little bit and give you guys an idea of my story, why I chose to have weight loss surgery, all the good stuff. So let's get to that. Where do we start? I guess the beginning is the best place to start in any story, right? So I have been not morbidly obese, but pretty overweight my entire life. A lot of people would say, oh, it's genetics, so it's habits. All I know is at, I would say, age 6 or 7, I knew that I weighed more than most of the other girls. I went all the way through school being the funny fat friend. That was just who I was at school. I have a vivid memory of in 5th grade. We had to write down our weight on a permission slip, and I was 200 pounds. So I've never really been in that normal weight category. I'm not one of those girls who, lived their life skinny and then had some trouble. This has always been an issue for me. And I knew I was unhealthy, but weight just started to creep on, especially through college. I had some really stressful experiences that just kept adding to the stress of my life, and how I chose to comfort myself with food. So I ate and I ate and I ate, and suddenly it wasn't so good anymore. And I was 340 pounds, and I didn't know it at the time, but I was kind of miserable in my own body. Walking was hard. Breathing was hard. Existing was hard. I worked with the junior hires at the time, and I had this experience where we had gone to summer camp for, one of our normal trips, and we were on a 1-mile walk to the lake, which wasn't an extremely hard walk. I would say the rest of the people that were with us didn't have much difficulty with it, but because I was carrying around the weight of an entire extra human, I had such a hard time, and I remember I ended up throwing up in a bush, got to the point where I was that out of breath and exhausted. And at that point, I kind of thought to myself, I know I haven't been the healthiest, but maybe I'm unhealthy. So I came back from that trip and I signed up for a physical. I was like, okay, I haven't been to the doctor since before college. I should probably go and just see where I'm at. Knowing that I wasn't going to like what I heard when I was there, I think that's why I had avoided the doctor for so long. But I went, and my doctor I would say, used a very intense scare tactic that worked, but was a very intense experience for me. Basically, in the same sitting, he said, if you continue to live the life that you're living at this weight with the habits that you're choosing, you won't ever be able to have kids. You're going to be diabetic, not in a couple of months or a couple of years. I'm talking in weeks. And if you'd like to see your 60s or your 70s, that's not going to happen. And to hear that at such a young age was horrible. I don't know any other word to describe it. It was just, I felt like my future was being taken from me, and I wasn't okay with it. I'm one of those people where you tell me I can't do something and it doesn't go well. So I went home, I cried it out. I cried for so long, and then I went, okay, what are my options? And I had tried everything. I had tried Weight Watchers, I had tried Jenny Craig, I had tried a liquid diet in high school where I had like lost 50 pounds but was literally drinking nothing but protein shakes all day long. Like, just, I had tried everything. So I went, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's next. So I looked into weight loss surgery. I followed a girl on Instagram who was younger and had had weight loss surgery and had had a lot of success with it. I looked into the hashtags on Instagram. I searched YouTube. I watched all these videos. Maybe that's how you found me today. I searched all these videos of people talking about their experience with the different weight loss surgeries and complications versus how they were feeling now. And within a couple of hours, I had made up my mind and decided that I was going to have weight loss surgery. No matter what anyone said to me, it was going to change my life. I wasn't ever going to allow myself to gain that weight back. And I was ready and I was doing it. So November of 2016, I went in and I let them cut out part of my stomach, which is a little bit crazy, but is by far, other than marrying my husband, the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. As far as my actual surgery, I did have a little bit of a harder time than the average person. We found out I'm allergic to morphine, and we didn't know because I'd never had surgery before. So I did spend a few extra days in the hospital, and I was pretty miserable. I don't want to lie to anybody on here, but I wouldn't change that experience for the world. I think in the moment I probably would have. I remember saying, "What did I do?" But a couple days of unhappiness versus the rest of my life, I'm going to take it. And, I saw pretty much immediate success, I would say. It came off slowly, but the weight just kept coming. And I lost about 50 pounds very quickly. And then it was 75. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, my body has stopped moving. I probably need to shake it up. So about 6 months after surgery, I think I was about 70 pounds down, and I thought to myself, okay, what's the next logical step? Up until this point, I had been eating really small portions, but I hadn't been moving my body very often. I'd been going for walks with my dog. I started with 5-minute increments, and then I would go for 10, and then I would go for 15, and if I could just add a small little amount every single time, I told myself that would be enough. And then I got to the point where I was walking for 2 hours and went, okay, I think I can up my game. So I started with a personal trainer. He was so great to me. It's really hard for someone who's not a bariatric patient to be patient with bariatric patients. Say that 5 times fast. Patient with bariatric patients. Anyways, he was so great to me, and he taught me the basics of exercise, and he moved slowly with me. There was no push to start with all these crazy exercises. He knew that my body wasn't going to get there right away. So I spent 2.5 years in the gym doing whatever he told me to do, working through all the cardio on, the elliptical and all the things. And I lost eventually what became 150 pounds. My body kind of evened out, decided I was happy where I was. And that's kind of where I'm at physically today. I say that's where I'm at physically because I could have never in a million years guessed the ramifications mentally of what came from my surgery. I have so much self-confidence now. I was able to get myself into therapy. I was able to work through why I turned to food. So many things that I never had ever even considered before surgery became options to me. I learned to love myself and to stop kind of letting people walk all over me. I let my husband love me, and just, our relationship has flourished because of it. Um, so many little small things that added up to just who I am today, and it's been such a good experience. So I couldn't recommend it more. If you are watching this video and you're thinking about it and on the fence, I would say do it. Getting healthy was the best decision I ever made for myself, whether that's through weight loss surgery or that is conventional dieting. Do it for you. Anyways, let's talk about where we are today. So during this period of time where I was losing weight, I was working odd jobs. I nannied for a while, and then I have a photography degree, so I was working for different studios, just hopping around, kind of deciding. Realistically, work wasn't my main priority. I had health goals, I had weight loss goals, I had mental goals that I wanted to accomplish, and I couldn't be putting my brain into something else. So it was perfect for the time. But I got to a place recently where I was like, okay, these things don't fulfill me anymore. What would? So I looked into getting my personal training certification, and I told myself at the time that I just wanted the knowledge to learn things for myself and to share with my Instagram followers, because I do have a fairly decent following. And then the more I learned, the more I went, oh my gosh, I wish, even though my trainer was so great, my whole experience, I wish he had understood this aspect from my perspective as a bariatric patient. And I wish someone could have explained that, like, I can't do a burpee because it physically isn't possible for my body at this weight. Things like that, where just even walking around made me crazy sweaty, and I was basically carrying the weight of another human. I've already said that. One of the really fun ways that I used to gauge how much weight I had lost was I would pick up a person who was that much weight. So I would pick up a nephew, pick up a niece, pick up one of my junior hires. Eventually became my best friend when I got to 150 pounds. And I would carry them around, and then the weight of dropping them would be just this relief of, like, that's what you've done. But when I got to a point where I realized, like, the average health professional doesn't understand bariatric patients or doesn't understand what it's like to be bigger, it kind of opened my eyes to the fact that there is a gap in the industry, and I am a person that could fill that gap. So I got my personal training certification. I got a nutritional specialist certification. I went and got a weight management specialist certification. All these things. I learned so much. I love to learn. 4.7 in high school. What's up? It's my favorite. And I just compiled all this information, and none of it felt like work to me. For the first time in my life, it was just something I was so genuinely passionate about because I wanted to help people. And at first I was like, I don't know if this is just something I add to my Instagram with. I don't know if I just keep it in my brain. And then I had a couple of friends reach out over the internet and say, I am struggling. I don't know what to do. You've been here. Help. And that was it for me. So I've been at this, if you're watching this right now, it's August 2020. I don't know when you're watching it, but I've been at it for a couple of months. And then some. And I learn something new every single day. And I wake up so excited to talk to my clients. And every person is like a little puzzle for me. And just being there for people and understanding, having the empathy and the experience to say I've been there and I get it, just feels like something that I wish I had had. So that's my motivation. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I will continue to learn and grow and become the best version of myself so that I can help other people become the best version of themselves. Because if I can help one person, just one, and that one person helps another person, and that person helps another person, that's how people change the world, right? So that's my goal. I'm building a tiny little empire full of people who eventually will be full of love for themselves. And I love it so much. So that's my journey. I cut my stomach out and ended up a personal trainer at 28. What? But I love every moment of my life right now. And I am so glad that you're here with me. I can't wait to share the information that I do have in my brain with you. And I would love to hear from you. So if you want to comment in the comments below, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me if you resonated with anything in this video. Really, I would just love to hear from you. So thank you. If you're still watching, I really appreciate that you took the time to get to know me. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Make good choices.